Hey everybody, Accidental Grenade here. The March booster pack for Afterbirth Plus is out, and I'm here to discuss with you the new items and trinkets added in that update. We're gonna skip pills and cards for now and just focus on the meat of the update, all of the new additions to items and trinkets, as well as one quality of life change, which we'll start with first. So let's get to it. The first change in the booster pack for March is an option change, kind of a little quality of life update. So if you go to your options menu in Afterbirth Plus, scroll all the way down to the very bottom, you're going to see an option for charge bars. And it is optional. You don't have to use the charge bars. You can toggle them on or off, but we're going to turn them on here and see what it does. So let's say you have Brimstone. Now we get a nice little charge bar above our head. Lets us know when Brimstone is charged. Now, knowing when Brimstone is charged is not that difficult when you have typical Brimstone, but this comes in very handy when you have something like the Inner Eye, triple shot. If you've ever had Inner Eye and Brimstone, you know how annoying it can be when you release that charge early. So seeing that charge bar fill up as you're dodging is a lot more of a highlighted visual cue to give you the opportunity to know when you're charged and use the laser more effectively. This effect does also carry through to all other charge items. So here I've given myself Maw of the Void, Little Monstro, and Little Brimstone just to demonstrate. Obviously this is not an exhaustive list. It also would work with an Incubus with Brimstone as well, Monstro's Lung. There are going to be other items that I've left out here, but just showing you that the charge bars apply to anything that charges in Isaac, and in my opinion it's a nice little quality of life update. I do like that it's optional because not everyone is going to want to use this, but I like it and I think I'll use it. So digging right into the items, we got Angry Fly, and Angry Fly is an orbital, but it's not an orbital like most others. So Angry Fly actually orbits, instead of your player character, it orbits an enemy in the room. So here you can see it orbiting back and forth, actually trying to catch those flies to orbit them and doing some extra damage along the way. Another benefit to Angry Fly that you'll see at the end of the room here is it lets me know that there's another enemy on the room that needs to be killed. Not going to be an extremely powerful item, but a little bit of extra damage and a neat idea for an item in Isaac. Now here is one of my favorite additions to the March booster pack, which is Black Hole. Black Hole is a 4-room charge active, and when used you're going to throw a black hole on the room that is going to suck in enemies, destroy rocks, suck in consumables. It actually sucks in Isaac as well, though it's not that powerful. You can escape pretty easy and it doesn't do damage to your player character. So checking out Black Hole in action here, we can see that it absolutely wrecks a normal room, sucking in all the enemies and destroying them. And then even with this big cluster of rocks, we can pick up a charge, throw Black Hole into the middle, and it actually destroys all the rocks in this giant cluster and gives us access to all the consumables we want as long as we're carrying the Black Hole in our active item slot. Now I know what you're thinking, how does it work against bosses? Well, Black Hole, you're going to want to be using it in regular rooms, so it will kind of hold the boss in place, maybe help you do some damage to it, keep it stationary, but it's not really going to do a lot of damage as you see here in the fight against Famine. So basically you want to stick to using Black Hole as opposed to Delirious. Use Black Hole on regular rooms to clear difficult rooms, not really so much against bosses. However, there is one exception, and that's when you find yourself in a sticky spot because of a bullet hell boss. So here you see me fighting Hush. During the Continuum Tears phase, I can just throw Black Hole down if I feel like I'm about to be hit. Sucks all the tears in, keeps me safe, and allows me to do damage for that period of time from a distance and maybe save me some damage. Next up is Bozo, which gives you a clown aesthetic as well as a chance to either make enemies afraid or charmed. I guess it's a commentary on how some people love clowns, some people hate them, as well as a tiny damage up, a 0.1 damage up. It also gives you the chance to spawn a rainbow poop on taking damage, which is a nice setup with a blood donation machine. Every time you take damage, you have a chance to spawn a rainbow poop. We get lucky here and get it on the first try, and that allows us to get a blood bag where otherwise we would have needed to delve into our soul hearts to make it happen if we wanted to use this donation machine without getting more health. So kind of a perfect example of how you can game the blood donation machine with Bozo. A cool mechanic item added into the March booster pack is Broken Modem. So Broken Modem gives a kind of lag, glitching, freezing effect to enemies. It simulates the lag of a bad connection. It's very powerful, especially against enemies that will charge you down. As you see here, it basically, not even basically, it single-handedly saves us because we have no other items other than Broken Modem, but it's able to slow down the chargers here, keep us safe, and we can focus on the ones that are moving in order to clear the room more effectively. I think this is a very powerful item and one that I'm excited to find on some of my Isaac runs. In addition to the base effect that we just talked about, this item also gives you a chance to get double payouts from completing rooms. So sometimes instead of one key, you'll get two, instead of one bomb, two, things like that. So great item, really looking forward to it. An item I know is going to be a favorite of viewers of Isaac on both YouTube and Twitch alike is Mystery Gift, because it's RNG based. So what Mystery Gift does, and I'm going to show a montage here, is it gives you an item from the item pool of the current room that you're in. So if you're in a basic room as we are here, you get a random item from the item room pool. However, you see that we get 2 lump of coals. That's because it has a chance, no matter what room you're standing in, to give you either lump of coal or the poop. Now, we didn't get the poop at all here, but it has a chance to spawn that as well every time you use it. So, obviously, it's a very cool item. You have a chance to get a random item, but it's most powerful, obviously, in a deal with the devil, as we see here, because the devil pool is just so much better than other item pools. So you can save Mystery Gift, hold it until you get a deal with the devil, come in here, pop down, and you get a random deal with the devil item as long as you're lucky enough to not get the lump of coal or poop payout. Although lump of coal honestly is actually not that bad. In this case, we get Cambion Conception. So really cool item, really awesome just to kind of anticipate what you might get, just like a kid on Christmas. Just don't be a naughty boy. If you're looking for a more active type of active item, this update also added the Sprinkler, which is a 4-room active charge item that shoots in basically the 8 like kind of analog stick directions, basically up, down, left, and right, and then splitting the difference between each of those directions. So the Sprinkler is best used kind of in the middle of a room, as you see here, to deal a little extra damage. Here we kind of kite Ragman back and forth and his minions back and forth across the Sprinkler to get the maximum benefit out of the item. Not the most powerful active in the Isaac repertoire, but a really cool art style to it. Really fits with the Isaac aesthetic, and a neat little active to use to benefit your run. A new bomb synergy in the March booster pack is Fast Bomb. So on pickup, Fast Bombs gives you 7 bombs. And basically it just does what it says. It allows you to put down bombs very fast. Normally there's a time delay between when you place one bomb and when you can place another. But Fast Bombs allows you to put them down very quickly. So with this, you're looking for something like Pyromaniac or Remote Detonator. Here with Remote Detonator, I'm able to lay down just kind of a wall of bombs, blow up enemies very easily. If you wanted faster bombs, you got them. Another item I think is going to be a big fan favorite is Buddy in a Box. So what Buddy in a Box does is gives you a different familiar every floor. So it pulls the image of the familiar from all of the co-op babies in Isaac, and the baby gets random stats and tiers. So as I was just testing out this item, I was able to get a baby with Tiny Planet Godhead tiers, you see there, Lightning tiers, Anti-Gravity tiers, we had 8-inch nail tiers, we even had a Luigi baby, I believe, that fired out interesting tiers. Here's one with Ouroboros. So a lot of variants, a lot of kind of exciting stuff in seeing what you're going to get each floor for your baby that you're bringing along with you. There's the Luigi baby with, I think those are Crown of Light tiers, so a lot of difference in the stats and in what those babies can do, and a really cool item. Last on the items list is Lil Delirium, and Lil Delirium is a great idea executed really well. It gives you a random familiar in the Delirium art style. So it pulls from all the familiars that you normally get: Little Brimstone, Rotten Baby, Little Haunt, Little Gish, Acid Baby we even see on this little test here. So it's a little tricky at times. There you see I was trying to kill enemies with Little Brimstone, and it changed into Hushy instead. But I think this is a really cool and really fun item to use. I'm looking forward to finding Lil Delirium on my runs, and just a really great addition to the game. Moving on to our trinkets, first up is Hairpin. So say we're on a run and we have Book of Belial, but we don't have a charge ready for our boss. What we want to do is carry the Hairpin trinket. When we pick it up, it says, poke that power outlet, bosses charge you. And it does exactly that. When you walk into the boss fight, you always get a charge for your active item. So Book of Belial is a great example. We want to have it for the boss fight. With Hairpin, it's absolutely guaranteed. And you can see how this would be very powerful for a lot of other actives. D6, guarantee yourself a reroll for the boss fight or the devil deal. Even something like Satanic Bible or Book of Revelations, just guarantee yourself an extra black or soul heart. You don't need to worry so much about min-maxing rerolls. You're always going to have one on the last room of the floor or on the boss fight whenever you decide to do the boss room on that floor. Really cool trinket. Next on the trinkets list is Wooden Cross. So Wooden Cross operates kind of similarly to Maggie's Faith in that it gives you an effect once every floor. In this case, that effect is Holy Mantle. So at the start of every floor when you're carrying Wooden Cross, you will get the Holy Mantle effect while you carry it. So you have the Holy Mantle effect only once. So here we can see we're fighting. I'm actually trying to lose the Holy Mantle effect here because I forgot that Mulligoons don't do contact damage to you. After the Holy Mantle effect is gone, we can see that even when we go into another room here, we're not going to get Holy Mantle back. It disappears for the rest of the floor, but when we move on to the next floor, we will get a new Holy Mantle effect for ourselves. So it's basically just one scot-free damage per floor. Wrapping it up for our trinkets is Butter. So Butter is a really interesting trinket. As you see here, it says can't hold it. So what Butter allows you to do is when you have a full charge on your active item, you can then go ahead and use it, and it just drops that active item. Now if we pick it up here, you'll see that the D6 does not have a charge. So we pick it up, the D6 charge is used, but we are allowed to drop the D6. This can be very powerful. There are a lot of situations in which you might want to drop your active item. One unique one that comes to my mind immediately is, say you're on a run as Isaac with the D6 and you find a full run reroll. Say your run isn't that good, you want to reroll the whole run, but you don't want to lose the D6. Well, Butter would allow you to drop the D6 in another room, go into the dice room, reroll your entire run, hopefully you get something better, come back, pick up the D6, and you can continue on your way with the best of both worlds. There may be a lot of other situations where you might want to drop your active item. I think this is a really interesting trinket. The ability to drop active items is not something that has existed in Isaac before, and I really look forward to how the community is going to fully explore this concept. So that's going to do it for the summary of the March booster pack for Afterbirth Plus. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like or a comment. It always helps me out a lot to know that people enjoy it, to know that people like getting this information in video form. And if you'd like to see more Binding of Isaac booster pack spotlights, item spotlights, and other content when it comes out on the channel, please subscribe. I'm Accidental Grenade, and as always, thank you so much for watching.